Welcome to my second part of my trailer research, and in this video I'll be analysing the trailers for Nightcrawler, Focus, Legend and 999. Hope you enjoy.
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for a job. I'm a hard worker. I set high goals. My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket. So what do you say? I could start tomorrow, or even why not tonight?
No, I'm not hiring.
What first? Go around, get a shot inside the car.
Hey, back away.
I got it, I'm back.
Will this be on television?
Morning news, if it bleeds, it leads.
Are you currently hiring? I'm starting a TV news business.
You, get back.
I film breaking stories. Maybe you saw my item this morning with fatal carjacking.
No, I mean, I don't have a TV.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Does it have GPS?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're hired.
Okay. We're taking the next right. Good, stupid!
Repeat the police. I will never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. Excuse me. I have something you'll be very excited about.
You have a good eye. I want you to contact me when you have something.
Something like this.
Think of our newscast as a screaming woman running down the street with her throat cut.
You will be seeing me again.
Any unit, residential 211.
A home invasion.
You gotta call the cops.
And we will, at the right time.
But I don't know what to.
We're gonna find the person that drove that car. Start filming.
I'm Detective Fanieri. I think you withheld information.
That would be a very unprofessional thing for me to do.
It would be murder.
I want what you promised me. I want something people can't turn away from.
911, what's your emergency?
We want all of it.
Oh my God!
I love to change the world.
I think Lou is inspiring all of us to reach a little higher.
This trailer tells the events in the order that they happen in the film. It starts off with Lewis Bloom asking for a job, explaining how he sets such high goals before eventually being turned down. After he gets turned down, loud thunderous music plays which connotes the transition from an average man to his new life as a freelance cameraman, capturing the crimes that happen late at night before selling them to morning news stations. We see him get turned down again by a fellow freelance cameraman, and then the production companies who made the film edit it at suspense and add a pause to get the viewers ready for the change in Lewis's life as he starts his new company, Video Production News. We are then introduced to Ricky, who we see get hired, and then straight away we're launched into high-speed car chases where they film criminals who escape the scenes. It gradually gets even more dark, with Lou entering a crime scene before the police and obtaining footage of the crime scene to then sell to a news company. We also see Lou getting more involved with crime as he takes on the role to find them, and find the men who he saw fleeing from the scene, holding back important information that the police could use, but instead uses it for his own purpose, and this is suggested by the scene where he's getting questioned by a police officer. We see a shot where Lewis is not shown, and the final shootout is shown for a second or two between the police and the antagonists from a long shot, showing the distance between Lewis and the criminals, which shows that Lewis is only interested in making money and not being a vigilante like some protagonists in these crime films. The main convention for a crime film trailer is to focus on the main character, and films like The Taxi Driver, which Nightcrawler's director Dan Gilroy was inspired by, had also done this, as the trailer was centralised around Travis Bickle, just like this trailer is for Lewis Bloom.
That's what you get when you hire a con man.
I can convince anyone of anything.
You see, there's a science to getting people to trust you.
I
I want in.
With your current skill set, you don't.
Maybe you could teach me in your room.
That is so bad.
Is it?
Does it feel sexy on your face?
A little.
It does. Okay, let's go. We're about 30 strong. Everybody gets a percentage. They hit quick and get out.
Who's the girl?
She's our intern.
You hitting that?
I'm right here.
No, Farhad, I'm not hitting that.
You should hit that.
When marimba rhythms start to play,
You never drop the con.
dance with me,
Never break.
make me sway. Where are the black people? Like the lazy
I got this.
ocean hugs
What?
the shore.
sorry.
Hold me close. Congratulations, you're a criminal.
You might be one of the best I've ever seen.
So what about the big con? Thought you were all big time.
Taxi driver,
You mean the one where we make so much money we all retire?
I swear I've got 3 lives balanced on my head like stick knives.
This needs to be discreet, no holes.
I can't tell you the truth about my disguise.
You seem trustworthy, but you don't know me.
If it brings me to my knees,
Is he a mark? That's fantastic.
bad religion.
He's not a guy you want to cross.
All of it. 1.1 million.
Nikki, that is my money too.
Now you make things interesting.
There's no room for heart in this game. It'll get you killed.
How's it feel?
I can never make them love me.
There's 2 kinds of people in this world. There's hammers and nails. You decide which one you want to be.
No, it's a bad religion.
This trailer starts off unconventionally, with the character with no major significance to the whole of the plot, driving his luxury car to crash into Nikki and Jess, with contrapuntal music playing from his radio, which is diegetic, and the music is cheerful and happy, unlike the act he has been asked to carry out. We then see the man get out of the car and approach Nikki and Jess after he's crashed into them, and the 2 main characters, Nikki and Jess, are then approached by the man with the gun. With the non-diegetic words coming from Nikki, "That's what you get for hiring a con man." After this, we then see the Warner Brothers logo fade into a Dark City setting, establishing the setting and also setting the scenes ahead. Nikki and Jess are then seen talking, with Jess flirting so that she can get in on the con man lifestyle that Nikki lives, which she has seen. We then see a strange setting, with Nikki's colleagues all holding or inspecting luxurious items, as well as seeing lots of stacks of money, denoting how their criminal lifestyle pays out so well. Several shots follow when Jess showing off her conning skills, with more non-diegetic dialogue coming from Nikki, as he describes Jess as one of the best he's ever seen. The music is slow and is very modern, which shows how the film isn't fast-paced, but similar to how they work, slow, intelligent and smooth. We then see the antagonist, Gariga, making small cameos to hide the plot, so the viewer just sees the romance and lifestyle that Nikki and Jess live, with a short hint at the end of the film, as Nick is punched as he states that there are 2 types of people in the world, hammers and nails. What I love about this trailer is that there isn't a focus on just Nikki and Jess, but also the crime skills that they develop, and we see a lot of focus on the material possessions that they have and also the romance between them. This is a different approach, but something that I can remember from my trailer to challenge the conventions and make the trailer and story centralised around 2 characters instead of the conventional 1 character.
My disguise.
You seem trustworthy, but you don't know me.
If it brings me to
Do you like being a gangster?
London in the 1960s. Everyone had a story about the craze. They were twins.
Do you think we look alike?
Reggie was a gangster prince of the East End. Ron Cray was a one-man mob.
Your brother is a violent, paranoid schizophrenic. What I'm trying to tell you is that he's off his rocker.
Wow, no.
It was time for the craze to enter gangster legend.
London is going to be the Las Vegas of Europe. We need someone to front and someone to muscle. Salud, come to Philadelphia. You see a nice girl, we'll get her for you.
I prefer boys. Italians. Sometimes Greek, but I am not prejudiced.
You got some balls to admit that, kid.
Me and my brother, we're gonna rule London.
You could go straight.
Life isn't always the way we want it to be.
Things are getting completely out of control, and the American mafia may also be involved.
What exactly are you doing about it?
We're going after the craze.
You won't mind if I fight back, will you?
Crime is a business.
You don't want a war. I do, actually.
Listen to yourself, you're nuts!
You hit me.
Yeah.
What is that? I come here for a proper shootout. A shootout, right? It's a shootout! Like a western.
Your brother, he's a loose cannon. We need you to do something about Ron.
I can't do that. He's my brother.
Legend is about the infamous criminal brothers Ronnie and Reggie Kray, where both characters are portrayed by Tom Hardy. The trailer starts off with Reggie Kray talking to a female. With low backlight and medium key lights, there is a focus on their faces, but not a large amount, so that it shows that the scene is not exactly important, but you are straight away introduced to the same brother out of the two and his potential wife. I really like how the backlight and also the key light has really influenced and emphasised the smoke in the room, which shows that it's from a period that most people that watch the trailer aren't used to, in the 1950s and 60s. We are then introduced to London, the setting for the story, and its striking look represents London of the 1950s and 60s, and you can really tell that it's from a time period that most people aren't used to, and also they've done so well to create London and make it look exactly like it's from the 1950s and 60s, and I really like how the realism of this trailer has influenced every single shot that they're in. Reggie is referred to as the gangster prince of the East End, whereas Ronnie is described as the one-man mob. We then see a doctor calling Ronnie off his rocker in reference to Ronnie's psychological nature, and the slang is used to emphasise the time period that this is set in, making it even more realistic even by the use of dialogue from less important characters. We then see Ronnie admitting that he is gay, which is so different as you wouldn't expect such a feared criminal to be gay, which was frowned upon at this time. Several short takes are shown, and more non-diegetic dialogue can be heard, as Ronnie describing how him and his brother are going to rule London. The pair are the biggest gangsters of the 50s and 60s, and they appear to be working under a man who wants to make more through the crime trade. We then see the opposers to the gang antagonist plans, the police, with the police noticing the links between the British gangsters and the American mafia, and it's time for the police to step in and stop the craze. What is even stranger is for a crime film trailer to have a confrontation between the antagonists, as we see the Kray brothers fight at what appears to be Reggie's wedding. What I really love about this is how different the characters are, and how different the brothers are from each other, as you'd expect them to be similar in some ways, but they are also so different in other ways. But they are partners and don't let the police get in their way. And one thing that I picked up on is, in the trailer, it shows their extravagant nature of their lives, with the trailer focusing on their relationship and personalities, also their crime. And they show this through their short dialogue and aggressive nature against others, and their loyalty, for example, when Reggie refuses to stop Ronnie's psychopath ways when he's asked to by his boss. The trailer is perfect for what I want to create for my trailer, as it's based on two characters who are different, but this time they're both antagonists. There are several shots where we see Ronnie punching or beating someone along to the music, which is slow paced but very prominent. There are several sharp cuts on the music as dialogue between the Krays, which adds more personal effect for the audience as they'll be immersed into their conversation, and this will get an insight onto the pair's relationship, and this is something I'll most definitely use for my trailer when I go to film it.
Colonel Custer and Geronimo, have you ever heard of them? No, because you were too busy in your penny baking fucking fairy cakes, weren't you?
How's your job going?
You know, spend my time trying to make a difference. I know how it sounds.
You gotta make a difference. You ain't gonna make a fucking difference. Forget about that. Your job, out-monster the monster, and get home at the end of the night.
some mad brother who we shot in the chest and placed under arrest. Fuck you! I can't do this!
This is a film which hasn't been released yet, and this is why it's so great to analyse, as I have no idea what the storyline is. I just know that the main protagonist is a detective who comes across a gang of criminals who are trying to pull off their biggest heist yet, and Detective Allen and his fellow brother try to stop them. This is a very simple plot structure, but the criminals look extremely experienced and the storyline looks so complicated, and from my first thoughts, it looks as if the story has a few plot twists in place to really surprise the audience and shock them into liking the film. There's also a huge emphasis on props, with the conventional guns, knives and drugs used, but other props like chunks of skin in the bag, heads placed onto old cars, and even gaff tape around victims' mouths to make the film seem so appalling with the crime that takes place. And it really looks like a film that will try to shock an audience as well as attract them with the gripping nature of the detective versus criminal storyline. Another aspect of the film is how dynamic the camera shots are, with a lot of low angles and tracking shots. For example, when we see a man on his bike in a run-down neighbourhood, and it looks as if he's taking you into the crime area full of crime, because it's obviously a run-down neighbourhood and it's obviously full of a lot of criminals, and the tracking shot helps to sort of pull you into the crime that takes place. And at the end of the trailer, when you see the van full of criminals driving along the highway at a very high speed, this helps you to understand just how fast-paced the lifestyle of a detective is, as you'll have to keep up with the criminals. It also uses the music so well. For example, when we hear the child singing "This Piggy," the nursery rhyme, to create an intriguing effect as you want to know who the character is and what their relevance to the storyline is and why they're singing this song and why it is such a young child singing it. This is also contrapuntal music, as the nursery rhyme doesn't match the clips where you are seeing the heist taking place, a group of criminals getting arrested and some victims in the boot of a blood-covered car. This is certainly one of the most thrilling trailers of them all, due to how it is a red band trailer and really focuses on the crime aspect of the film, rather than the characters. This leaves the audience to find out more of the characters if they have to watch the full-length film, like myself, and it really provides a distressing example of what the film is about, due to the detail that went into the props, costumes and makeup. This will more than likely make the viewer want to watch the whole film, as it's so gory and relentless, and it really tells a story that's different, as it seems to be sort of a more gory, sort of cutthroat nature, and it has aspects of heat in it, but is also taken it to a different level and made it even more modern. Thanks for watching my second part of my trailer research, and I hope that you watch the final part coming up in the next day or two. Thanks for watching.